What is up, YouTube? Pink Reaper here with a just a quick upload. Another Pokemon battle that happened today. Not necessarily a great battle, but I think it's a good way to sort of get into my mindset for how I play Pokemon and explain it. Like, I'll be able to explain a lot of my moves, and you'll be able to see how I play Pokemon, kind of. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon. I've not been streaming a lot of Pokemon like I said I would. Mainly because I have been having just the worst time playing Pokemon. I was in the 1700s 2 days ago, and then like I had on almost 20 lost spree after getting to like 1712. I just dropped all the way down to like the 1200s. I couldn't win against anything. And it was always the same thing. Just the most random bullshit critical hits, hacks, like everything, just everything. I actually counted, I went 5 or 6 games, I think it was 6 games in a row. 6 games in a row without getting a single critical hit for me. But I had, in those 6 games, 12 critical hits against me. I was averaging 2 crits against me per game. Now I had 2 games where, like, I actually just had, like, 2 games where I had no crits against me, and then, like, 4 games where or 2 more games where I had, like, 4 or more. But yeah, like, I had just a ton of critical hits against me. None of the hacks went my way. I scalded a Clefable 9 times in a row and did not get a burn. But when I switched in, when all I needed to win was to not get burned by a Keldeo Scald. My Scizor, of course, gets burned, and I got critical hit as well, so that that I had taken enough damage to lose as well. I didn't at the time. I thought all I needed was to not get burned, because I figured I was going to get 2-hit KO'd either way. As it turns out, no, the Scald did way less damage than I would have expected. It did like 30-something. But it's fine, I got crit burned, so yeah, I lost anyway. But anyways, so I've been laddering again, basically, and that's why I've been playing a lot. So, just to show off my team real quick, this team is a little bit different than the last time you saw it. I replaced Salamence with Landorus. That was mostly for the higher rated stuff. Honestly, it could go back to Salamence at this point. It would work just fine. I replaced Azu with Conkeldurr because I have too much trouble with the genies, specifically Thundurus. I've just been having too much bullshit go against me, and I also didn't really have a good switch into Heatran. Now I can switch into Lava Plume for free because Burn doesn't really, like, it doesn't matter to Conkeldurr because it gets an attack boost at that point, and then I can just sort of Drain Punch, get my HP back, and then leave. And then I also have a really weird Choice Spec Sylveon. It's got Hyper Voice, Shadow Ball, Wish, and Heal Bell. It's sort of my switch into Knockoff, basically. The Knockoff is everywhere, especially if you've been in the 1700s, 1600s, I should say. I wasn't really in the 1700s. You'll run into 2 or 3 Pokemon that have Knockoff per team, to be completely honest. Like, it was extreme. Like, you'll run into, everyone's running Knockoff Landorus, and then usually there's another Pokemon that has Knockoff. So this is the free switch into it, basically. So we start out here. I'm looking at his team, and I can see that my Conkeldurr does really well against it. In hindsight, it should have been obvious that he'd then lead with Latios, because obviously, if I lead with Conkeldurr, the Pokemon that beats his team, basically, Latios or Mega Pinsir honestly would have been the obvious options. But he leads with Latios. I stay in hoping I can live a Life Orb, Psychic, and or Psyshock. I am EV'd to survive Latias. Life Orb Psychic, but Latios is obviously stronger. Luckily, for some reason, he's using Wise Glasses instead of Life Orb, probably to feign Choice, which is really good for me. Because I get the KO on it. Now, the Pinsir, I was expecting it to Quick Attack immediately without Mega Evolving, maybe try to get a Moxie boost, or not even this. Like, honestly, I don't even know why he went for Quick Attack there. He's going to outspeed me, like, that much is obvious. It wasn't even actually necessary. but he goes for the quick attack. Look at how much damage that does to it. Just 22% to a Ferrothorn. Like, Aerolate is... These abilities in Gen 6, Aerolate, Pixelate, what else gets something like it? Anything that gets those, like, that's so retarded. Just like a free Life Orb. Like, oh, now you can get Stab on moves that are already really powerful that you're not supposed to be able to get Stab on, and also you can get, you get a 30% Life Orb bonus on it. Yeah, that's totally fair. Pinsir's Return goes from being 102 base power to like 200 something. That's smart. And then he goes for Close Combat here, which I was not expecting him to have. Pinsir's rarely have it. I was expecting Return, and Return honestly probably still would have been a better idea. If I had gone for Gyro Ball right here, I probably would have just killed his Pinsir. But I was expecting Return, and I was expecting it to do around, like, Return probably would have done around 60%. After the double Leech Seed here, it would have probably put me back at around 40%, which would have been good for me, but I didn't get it. So I go to Lando here. Lando's free. I get the -1 attack. Return's not going to 2-hit KO me because of the leftovers. The leftovers plus the Leech Seed. Now here's the other thing. I throw up Stealth Rocks thinking it's just free, because I expected his Defogger to be Latios. But it turns out his Defogger is Starmie, which is unfortunate. What I should have gone for then is just the Stealth Rocks into Knockoff, and then I could have just U-turned out into Conkeldurr. Unfortunately, I didn't, and he has a Rocky Helmet, which sort of negates any of the health I get back from my Conkeldurr's Drain Punch. But it does. I do get a lucky critical hit here. This is probably the only really good luck I got here, with the exception of a little bit later. My attack's not missing. That's one of the only real luck I got in general in the last couple of games. But I go ahead and throw out Leech Seed against the obvious Roost, and then I throw out Leech Seed again against the obvious Switch. I Protect here just in case he wanted to try and KO me here. Or if he wanted to go, if he had wanted to go for, like, anything, really. I just wanted the free health back. Unfortunately, he switches out to Heatran, and it's a Magma Storm Tran, which I was not expecting. I don't even know how to deal with Magma Storm Tran. I don't know what its speed stat is at, so I'm like, I'm probably faster with Lando. It's definitely not going to be, Scarfed if it's running Magma Storm. So I throw out the Stealth Rocks, basically just to force a Defog right here, and then I knock off his Rocky Helmet so that I can just sort of attack it for free if I need to. Now the other thing here is with Defog up, it's really obvious that he's probably going to want to go for Stealth Rocks again, but he actually goes for Roost, which I was not expecting. Now he switches out here probably expecting either HP Fire or I'm not really sure why you would go to Heatran there though, because if he was afraid of Focus Blast, that was a really weird choice. But he might have also been afraid of Disable. If I just disabled Roost, if I was a sub-disable variant, I could have disabled Roost right here. This is really big. I switched in Sylveon 100% knowing it was going to get knocked off here, because I needed it to not have its specs at this point. So I go for Hyper Voice just to sort of get a hit against whatever, and then I throw up a Wish. Now, a couple things could have happened here. He could have Roosted, or he could have Whirlwinded. Either would have been fine for me. If he Whirlwinds, that's kind of a bummer, because that means my Lando doesn't get the health back that I wanted it to get right here. But as long as I don't go to Scissor, it's fine. Unfortunately, it goes to Scissor. I mean, it's not a big deal. My Scissor's still at 100% now, but I just go ahead and Sword Stance up on the Roost, and then knock off to get a little bit of free damage. I Focus Blast, expecting him to Whirlwind again. Whirlwind was obvious because he might be afraid that I go for like sub again. He might be afraid I go for Substitute here. He might have also, and he might have been expecting me to over-predict here. He might have been thinking I Substitute, just trying to get a free hit on Conkeldurr. Force him into a bad situation. I don't know. It was actually sort of a bad play on his part right there, but I get a Wish Up with Sylveon, I Shadow Ball on the Whirlwind, and it brings me back into Gengar, which brings me back to full health. At this point, I've won. I honestly, I should point out, going back to turn... where are we here? Where did this happen? Where did I get the kill on Heatran? What the hell? Why do I not see it? Oh, right here, duh. Going back to turns 19 and 20, this is basically where I win the game. At this point, his only real out to Scizor is gone, and that's his Heatran. Skarmory would, in theory, be annoying, but if my entire team dies, and my Scizor is in on Skarmory or even on Conkeldurr, I win. Once I get to +2, I can 2-hit KO Conk, 1-hit KO, 1-hit KO Kyurem, 1-hit KO his Mega Pinsir from where it's at, and he can't even hope to, like, he'll do like 50-ish% probably with what's it called? Quick Attack. Maybe. And then Skarmory can't even hurt me. So even if Conk gets me down to like 60%, like I take damage while fighting Conk, and then Quick Attack takes me down to like 10%. It doesn't matter, because obviously he can't beat me with Kyurem. The reason, this is also the main reason I Sludge Wave here instead of Focus Blast. I didn't want to miss. If all I need is like 20 to 30% on Kyurem, and Bullet Punch will one-hit KO at that point anyway, which means I don't even have to worry about getting to +2 to beat that. And then I honestly don't even need to be at +2 to beat Pinsir from where it's at right now. So at this point, it's just trying to get a little bit of extra damage on the rest of his team so that I don't care. So I bring in the Scizor, I get the free kill. Here goes to Conk, which is unfortunate. I was hoping for him to go to Scizor just because it would have allowed me some free turns. I go for knockoff right here, thinking maybe that's Assault Vest Conkeldurr, but the Hammer Arm was like, I don't even know. After seeing Hammer Arm, I was worried it might actually be Life Orb, in which case it would be very bad for Mega Scizor, but it doesn't matter. I switch in, I sack Ferrothorn for the Iron Barb's damage against Pinsir, which kills it. I knock off what is apparently leftovers on Conkeldurr, and then obviously Sylveon's just going to one-hit KO it with Hyper Voice. But yeah, even though it didn't do much, Mega Scizor was actually probably the most important member of my team right here. Because it puts a lot of pressure on him to keep his Heatran alive. Because without his Heatran alive, if Mega Scizor is the only Pokemon on my team, I can one-hit KO. I can one-hit KO three members of his team. Kyurem, Mega Pinsir from where it was at least, and Latios. If I can get a single Swords Dance off, I can one-hit KO all three of those. I can two-hit KO Conkeldurr, and Skarmory literally can't do anything. He couldn't even Whirlwinded me away from the last one on my team. And then what was I thinking here? All right. Obviously, one of the bigger things was when I got the substitute off against his Skarmory, because at that point he literally had to stay in with Heatran, because if he didn't, he was basically going to be sacking something to Gengar, because I mean something was going to eat not one but two hits. The thing that really got me though, the thing that surprised me was that it wasn't Vest Conkeldurr, and that was the reason he didn't switch it in. If it had been Vest Conkeldurr, he probably would have been in a better position to survive against that Gengar, but he wasn't, unfortunately, which gave me the advantage. it had been, I might have, obviously this may have been a different game, but it wasn't. And, like I said, even though Mega Scissor didn't do much, like, obviously all it really did was, take out Kyurem, it's still really important to have it. This is something, when I show off my other team, that'll sort of, lead into something I want to show off with another team that I'll show off another day. I have a few Pokemon that just sort of seem out of place, but they actually work really well just sort of by existing. But, we'll go over that anyway later. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Pink Reaper, signing out.